What's happening, guys? Hopefully you can hear me over the air conditioning running in the garage, because this hot, humid crap out. But we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly with two strokes. The two strokes versus the four stroke weed whackers. Okay? You guys are probably looking at this and wondering why in the heck I have two. Oh, that's a good thing to ask. Well, you see the old red there. Well, this old red here is a Troy built I bought back in 2016. This one I just bought probably about a week or two ago. This, we'll get to this on a whole different video to explain what exactly is wrong with this garbage piece of crap and why I have a new one. And yeah, I'm just going to tell you, there's the factory one, and that's why I end up buying this for that. So, further ado. So, the good, let's start with the ugly. Let's just jump to the four-stroke, the ugly part of the four-stroke. It eats heads. Not enough RPM to spin the twine, and it overheats and it melts them right away. That's the ugly part. Even with this Ryobi one here, you see how it's plastic and metal? Well, what you want is an all metal drive, like I have way down in there. That's an all metal drive with a little bit of plastic. You don't have the arch. You don't have the arch going down and trying to spin. You guys see that? Ouch. You don't have all that friction on a flux shaft running down. On an all metal drive, you got the flux shaft drive going right down into the gearbox, or a worm drive I should say. So it's less headaches. Yeah, that's the ugly part about a four-stroke. Two strokes don't have that problem. So the only ugly thing I can say about a two-stroke is basically the gas. You have to mix the gas. That's the only ugly part about a two-stroke. Alright guys, I gotta add something to this video. I just remembered. Another ugly part, a real ugly part about a four-stroke, is you can't tip these. And what I mean by tipping is you can't, I mean, you can go like this, or like this, or like this, or like that, but you cannot bring it, I don't care because this sucker's bad garbage, you can't bring it up like this. All the oil will run right to the top of his head, and all the oil will run to the top of this spark plug housing. That is the ugly part about these. You have to run them pretty much flat-ish. Like, not too much of a stream angle, like 5 to 10 degrees max. That's it. 5 to 10 degrees max. That's it. No more than that. Two strokes, there's no oil. It's just your gas. You can run this sucker upside down if you wanted to, like that. It will not hurt these two strokes. You can run them upside down. It will not hurt them. Anywhere you want to go, any ways you want to run them, run them. So that's the true ugly with them. Alright, now I'm done. So that's the only ugly part about the two-stroke. Get off the camera. Is the two strokes, it runs off gas. The ugly part with the four-stroke, they're not high RPM runners, so they eat heads. So the bad part between both of these, well, the bad part is they haven't figured out how to make a small four-stroke motor. That's the bad part. That's all I'm going to say. All for me. So yeah, that is the ugly part. Is that these 4-strokes are not well tuned in. They don't like heat. Absolutely hates heat. This thing will vapor lock on a dime in the heat. A 2-stroke in the heat, never had no problem. Never vapor locked, never had issues in the heat. But a 4-stroke, always had a problem with this thing running in the heat. If it's 70 to 80 degrees, this thing runs beautiful. Any humid weather, this thing died. Vapor lock died. Now the fuel pump's completely gone in it. 4 years old and the pump's dead. But like I said, this weed whacker needs a whole video for itself. So that's the bad part about a 4-stroke. 2-strokes, like I said, the only bad thing with the ugly and the bad both are the gas. You gotta mix gas, constantly mix the gas. That's the only thing I hate about a 2-stroke. Now, the good thing between both of these, they're both expanded lineup. Is both of these can take any head. So it could take Ryobi, it could take Craftsman, it could take any of them. Any expanded kit heads will fit any of these weed whackers. That's why I bought this 4-stroke, because I want it. How can I put this? I did not want another weed whacker that I am stuck with. If the weed whacker breaks, then I have to throw the weed whacker away and go buy a new one. Well, now the weed whacker breaks, like this did, like this one broke, I went out and bought just the Ryobi head. And, well, let's say the Ryobi head was 80 bucks. Are you going to buy a weed whacker with all the attachment head, with a attachment head for 80 bucks that's going to be high quality? I doubt it. That's the only thing I can honestly say that I like the most between the Spandit line, is if the weed whacker dies on the head side, you can just replace the head and not have to buy the attachments. Now, everybody says, well, go buy an Echo, go buy this, go buy that. You go buy it, you buy the price of the freaking tool and tell me how long that tool is going to live. Weed whackers in my yard does not last no more than 4 years. I am not paying $300, $400, $500 for a Skill, an Echo, or whoever else makes good high-end weed whackers. I'm not paying for them, and they only last 4 years, and I'm out of all that money. I paid $250 for this Troy built at Lowe's. This is a brand new model that came out. That's the last time I'm ever going to listen to anybody on the internet that says Troy built, Echo, Steel are the best top-of-the-line power equipment. It's not happening. I'm not listening to nobody. So I went out and bought this Ryobi. This Ryobi, just for the head itself, was 80 bucks. I already bought one head. I bought this curb head last year. Yeah, last year I bought this curb head for that weed whacker that ate the original one, because I bought this one year after I owned that. The head burned up, so I bought this one, and then I tried to get a replacement string head, and that one burned up, so I just ran with this for the longest time. Then last year I bought this curb shaft. It runs good, I like this. But then just this year bought the straight head. I bought the straight head to put on here because there are spots down by the creek line I can't reach. So I bought the straight head. And I like that straight head more than I like that curb shaft. That straight head seems to cut a lot faster and a lot better than that curb shaft. So, yes, for some reason this curb shaft does not cut as quick and as fine as the straight shaft. But I like this curb shaft because it's a little bit more delicate. You can get around your trees a lot more nicer than a straight shaft. Because instead of having, let me demonstrate. Instead of having your weed whacker straight out like that, you can have your weed whacker more curved down to you. So you're more towards the tree line. So that's the difference. Is the curve shaft is nicer because it's shorter and you'd be more closer to the tree. Now everybody is wondering, what is the weight difference between the 4-stroke and 2-stroke? There's only 2 to 3 pounds difference, unless you get a feather light. And feather lights are nothing but garbage. They don't last worse crap. So everybody's wondering that everybody's seen this. This handle came off from the brush cutter. This brush cutter here. I love that D handle. I love this D handle. It's the best thing you can ever do. Get rid of the loop handle and go get this D handle or U handle, because it's really nice to hang on to. You put your hand anywhere that you want to. And most of the time I run out here on the edge. Now, one thing I do miss between the 4-stroke, from the 4-stroke to the 2-stroke, is the 4-stroke is a lot less vibration than the 2-stroke, but I noticed that Ryobi is almost as quiet as that 4-stroke running. That Ryobi does not scream like a normal 2-stroke. It's got a lot lower RPM scream for some reason. I have not figured out why. But I noticed the more that my dad and I are running that, the less vibration that Ryobi's getting. So yeah, that's the biggest problems I can tell you. And right now, the biggest problem with a 4-stroke, and just stay away from them because I have not found a good 4-stroke, is that the motors are not tuned. They haven't figured out how to quite figured out how to run them. Like I said, it's a day and night difference between a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke. Once you run a 2-stroke and you buy a 4-stroke, you would fall right back in love with the 2-stroke. I did, and my dad both did. There's no way we could ever go back to another 4-stroke. I am going to fix this 4-stroke in the future, but right now I don't have the money to actually do it. So right now it's just going to stay busted, and I'm going to just park it. So now on the span-up line, I don't have all my attachments yet because I'm still working on that issue. So I would love to get the snow blower for it. Snow blower for it. I want to get pole saw for it. That's going to be the next thing. That's one thing I would love to compare between the 4-stroke and the 2-stroke, is if the 2-stroke can run the pole saw better and faster than the 4-stroke. That would be a good comparison between these two. But until I get this 4-stroke running, there's no way I could do that comparison. Because they're basically, like I said, the 4-stroke is nothing but garbage. I have had nothing but problems that Troy built since the day it came out. And Troy built was the only one that had a 4-stroke weed whacker out at the time of me buying that 4 years ago. And well, the Ryobi had the 4-stroke, but I opt out and got 2-stroke. I know a 2-stroke, and well, like I said, they're better. I mean, and they're all, this thing's like 2 or 3 pounds, a lot lighter. And there's no fuel pump on these 2-strokes like a 4-stroke. So, other than that, yeah, apples to apples, do they both cut the grass? One can do it a little bit faster than the other. 2-stroke will always cut faster than a 4-stroke because a 4-stroke cannot rev out as high as a 2-stroke. That's the apples to apples comparison. That's basically the bad, the ugly, and the good. Good thing is, they both cut. They both run when they want to. I haven't had no problems with the 2-stroke yet. But like I said, the Ryobi, I'll do a review on that in a year or two, or if I have ever having more issues. Like that 4-stroke, I've had a lot of issues with it. There was one day I recorded all the issues with that, and I deleted the footage. And I wish I never did, because I wish I would send that to the company and got that sucker repaired when it was acting up. So, basically, yeah, if you guys are ever looking for a weed whacker, for right now, what I can say is go buy a Ryobi. 80 bucks just for the head. 125 out the door, I think. 125, I think, for the head and curb shaft. You buy a head and curb shaft. Yeah, head and curb shaft for 125 out the door. Basically 119 for the head and curb shaft. I think it's 135 or 145 for the head and straight shaft. Or you can go buy the cheap one, like my dad and I should have did years ago when we started having problems with 4-stroke. Should have bought this one that we have, be the head and curb shaft for 119, basically 125 out the door, and then bought the straight shaft later, and then bought the brush cutter down the road too. So, yeah, there's not much I can say bad about these two weed whackers. Just one's just more of a nightmare than the other, to be honest. Basically, one's just going to be a cat jungle gym, I guess. So, yeah. Basically, that's what I would do. If I was you, quit just buying this high-end crap, because apples to apples, they all break. They're all going to have issues. Get into the Spandit line, like I was saying. You'd be much happier because you can get different attachments. We're going to get the pole saw for the Ryobi to run on it, because we got some trees to trim. Now, that's the other thing I was getting to too. That's a really nice thing about this. Anywho, guys, what I was saying is, that's another thing that you guys want to get into, is try to get in, if you buy a weed whacker, try to stay with the Spandit kit, because the way the society's going, they're screwing anybody and everybody they can. So you buy the Spandit kit. Say if you got trees. I know everybody's got trees unless they're anti-tree phobes and rip them all out. But everybody's got a tree that they need trim. Get the Spandit line, because you can get the pole saw attachment for this for 119. 119, no, 110, 109 for the pole saw attachment. And around in my area, a pole saw is running $350. That's for the head and the whole pole with the chain on the end. $350 for that. And I can just go to Home Depot to Ryobi and buy the pole saw for $109. A lot cheaper to buy. So, yeah, that's basically what I'm getting to. That's the good thing about the Spandit line. And it also has downsides. Right now I haven't found any downsides, except for the Troy-Bilt put a sour taste in my mouth. But so far Ryobi has picked up the end that Troy-Bilt screwed up, and kind of made me feel a little bit better for the investment I did. So, like I said, as the years go on, I'll do more of a review. I mean, I can honestly say, if you want a brush cutting attachment, go get it. Go get this Ryobi from Home Depot. I think this was 79 bucks, and you guys see how much wear is on it? See that? I needed to get a new blade for it. Yeah, this thing's got some mileage behind it. I think that's part of what killed that 4-stroke. I don't think that 4-stroke had enough power to do what I was doing. I was cutting saplings like that big around down into a drain valley. So yeah, that's if I was you. Is I could say for sure, get this brush heading attachment. This has been the best sucker I've ever found, and that's how I killed the 4-stroke. If anybody ever want to know, that's what killed the 4-stroke. I mean, it still got compression. It just won't start. So, as the years, like I said, years go on, I'll do more of a follow-up on this. But right now, stay with your 2-stroke. If you buy a weed whacker, you got an itch to buy a weed whacker, go get this Ryobi 119 curve shaft. Run it, see what you think. You like it? Pay 79 bucks. Go get yourself the straight shaft like I did. You like that? Go buy that $79 brush cutting head. Put that on there. Run it. Tell you like it more. Keep on expanding it out, because one head can do a multiple tools. It's like the Ryobi and their 18-volt lineup. One battery can run a multiple tools. That's basically what I see in this Weed Whacker expanded kit. Is one head can run multiple tools. Basically, it's like your head is your battery. So this head's your battery, and the shaft is your tool. That's basically what it is. And I can honestly say I like it, and I want some more of these. But right now, with money tight, and just had to go out and buy another weed whacker, kind of put the hurt on buying the pole saw this year. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Just give you some information for it. Basically, 4-stroke versus 2-stroke. Stay away from 4-strokes. Buy the 2-stroke only. That is your short end of the story. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Maybe comment down below, thumbs it up if you like it, comment down below if you got something else to add to this list. Tell me your horror stories of 4-strokes or 2-strokes. I mean, I already got a complaint about the 2-stroke, but I mean, it's not hard to fix, but I don't care. I mean, there's your air filter. But that's just minor complaint. You draw me ugly, I'm gonna beat the ugly out of you. Don't do it, Ugg. So yeah. Well. There it goes. So yeah, basically, you can see this. And then, yeah. A lot less compression, guys. Something happened. There's a lot more on this one. So, yeah. So, I'll catch you guys later. I got a video coming up later. I got to address an issue. Yep, that's just a sneak peek. Not my fault, it's just how the garage was wired in. So, yep. Thumbs it up if you like it, thumbs it down if you don't. Comment down below if there's something I missed between a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke. Tell me your horror story between a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke. Tell me that I'm cracked out of my mind that a 4-stroke is better than a 2-stroke. Please, somebody. I don't really care. This is my opinion. Stay away from 4-strokes. Buy a 2-stroke. Alright, catch you guys later.